Welcome to another episode of Roll Up a Poet. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured. Alright? Now look, so for this one, I'm gonna be telling y'all about what I was telling y'all before about Detroit. When I was breaking down all the gangs and all of that, you know what I'm saying? And I was saying how the ViceLord's here, the GD's there, the Crips here, the Bloods there, you know what I'm saying? From the east to the west. Now look, now this YouTube page called All Scoops Media, they did this video about 2 months ago. You know what I'm saying? And I did my videos, not too long ago because I went live about it and I did videos on it. But his is like a little older than mine's. But I never heard of this page and I never seen this video up until today. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm about to break down to y'all is gonna be, again, coming from what I said, which is what I know and what I grew up on and how I knew things. And this page, they pretty accurate. But I want to show you something real quick. All right. So can y'all see that map? This is the map of my hood. You see that block right there in the middle? That's Burt Road. That's my block, right? Everything from Burt Road all the way right to Evergreen going east. Nah. Can you see it? Yeah, I know I'm freestyling this shit, so I'm trying to give it to you the best way I can. But from Burt Road on back east towards Evergreen, all of that was the Crips and the GD's hood. Everything from Burt Road on back west was the Bloods and the ViceLord's. But this is the map of my hood, my 2 square mile radius hood that I told y'all about. You know what I'm saying? This is my hood. Like I said, from this block in the middle, which is Burt Road, from Burt Road on back to Evergreen, all of that Crips and GD's over here. All of this Bloods and ViceLord's over here. But the way how they put it on this map, they made it seem like the whole hood ViceLord's. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna go ahead and speak on that. I just want y'all to see this is the map of my hood, and this is how they made shit seem. Now if you see right there where now you see right there on this side where it's split, that's 7 Mile. I told y'all, now this side where you see the blue at, I told y'all that was the other side of 7 Mile. They call the DAs, the dark armies over there, them ViceLord's. But you see on the map, they got it blue over there. So I'm gonna break all this down. Like I said, this video is pretty accurate, but they kind of off. All right. Now, first and foremost, shout out to All Schools Media. They did a good job on it, but it's not 100% accurate. You know what I'm saying? It's very close, but it's not that accurate. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, if you go watch the video, it's All Schools Media. Detroit's dangerous gangs. You know what I'm saying? Detroit's most dangerous gangs. It's that video. You go ahead and look it up. You know what I'm saying? And they break down pretty much all the neighborhoods and what they is, GD's, Crips, ViceLord's, Bloods. They break all it. He broke all this shit down in the areas that they was in and everything, So, like I said, what was said in the video is accurate. It's just that the territory, like where they got the territories on the maps, is off. But the video is very much accurate. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to All Schools Media, you know what I'm saying, on the review on Detroit, because literally what I was saying about the Bloods, the ViceLord's, the Crips, and the GD's all over Detroit, they had that shit to like a 85% accuracy. No lie, So again, shout out to all schools media. But anyway, from about the minute and 50 mark in to about 2:20, what they was speaking on was the 7 Mile unknown ViceLord's. Them guys that they show in that video, them my guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. Them my boys from my hood, for real. So if you go look at the video and you see them pop up, you know what I'm saying? They speak on them, and then they show that map I just showed you. Yeah, them guys, them my guys. Straight up. They from the hood. And like I was saying, how my hood split, you got half and half. You know what I'm saying? They was the half where they was on the Bloods and ViceLord's side. My half was the Crips and GDs. You know what I'm saying? But them my boys. You know what I'm saying? We all good. I've been knowing them since we was kids. You know what I'm saying? Sandbox days for sure. You know what I'm saying? We went to the same elementary school together all the way up. You know what I'm saying? Them my guys. But anyway, like I said, what they were saying about that, it was definitely true. It was just on the map. They got the territory ball, you know what I'm saying, type shit. So, with that being said, you fast forward the video to the 10-minute mark, right? From the 10-minute mark to about 12:20 is what I believe, about 12:20. You know what I'm saying? So that's about another 2.5 minutes of it. You fast forward to that part from 10 minutes to the 12:20, right? They was talking about the Playboy Gangster Crips. Now, you look at that, them guys that they showed in that video, all them guys that they had indicted on that Playboy Gangster Crip act right there, them was my guy, them was my little niggas, you know what I'm saying? And the block that they said that they was on Trinity, that is the block where most of them was at, you know what I'm saying? So you got Trinity, Borough, then Pearson going east, you know what I'm saying? Trinity was like half and half. You had half Bloods on Trinity and you had half Crips on Trinity. The Bloods was closer to 7 Mile. The Crips was closer to 8 Mile. You know what I'm saying? But they was on the same street. I had Bloods on that block that I fucked with, and I had Crips on that block I fucked with. We all was rocking. You know what I'm saying? They was just Bloods and they was Crips type shit. You know what I'm saying? So from the Crips, off of Trinity on back or going back east. From there was Crips and GDs all the way to Evergreen. So they basically had that map a little off. But then when, like I said, when you fast forward to the 10-minute mark and they talking about the Playboy Crips, again, that's all in the same hood. So that alone showed you that what they showed on the map the first time with that whole hood being ViceLord's, like, no, it's not. Is about half and half. You know what I'm saying? Because when they got talking about the Playboy Gangster Crips, they was in the half of the hood, right where I'm at. You know, Borough, Trinity, Pearson, it was right there. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it was just a little off on the map, but, you know, they was talking that real shit. And, you know, them was the Crips, they got indicted and shit. Them was some of the little homies, you know what I'm saying? And the two, when you see them on that indictment, and you see all their faces, the two in the left, on the left-hand side, them was my boys, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, them was my little niggas. Like they was on go, straight crash outs. You know what I'm saying? Them was my boys. But anyway, so, like I said, with that, they was off on it. And then if you looking at the part where they talking about the Playboy Gangster Crips, they show y'all their territory. They said their territory was on the other side of 7 Mile, where I told y'all them was all DAs, all dark armies. Them niggas was just straight ViceLord's. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no Crips over there. It was just ViceLord's. You know what I'm saying? But they said that whole side was the Crip side. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, the maps was off, you know, but what they was saying in the video was accurate. You know what I'm saying? Also with that, at the beginning of that 10-minute mark, they was talking about how, you know, shit first started, you know, back in the day and all that. And they spoke on the YBIs, the Young Boys Incorporated. And that's what I was saying. That's where my daddy came from. My daddy, original YBI. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I've been tied in this shit my whole life, you know. So, everything that I told y'all, you know, speaking on the Bloods, the Crips, the ViceLord's, and the GDs from the east side to the west side, like, I know that shit. You know what I'm saying? And that video proved it. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk, you know. My daddy and them was original gangsters, you know what I'm saying? So it was like I ain't had no choice but to know this shit. You know what I'm saying? How I said also in the video it talk about the rolling 60s. You know what I'm saying? Off of 7 Mile. Now we wasn't affiliated with the rolling 60s, you know what I'm saying? But we didn't have no problems or nothing. Everybody don't 8-ball. You know what I'm saying? All GDs don't correlate with all Crips, and all Crips don't correlate with all GDs. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't 8-ball. So, like, the 60s, they don't 8-ball with us. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't no beef. But it was a lot of their ass over there, too. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, like, everything was split up. Half and half, half and half. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. But they map was just off. But what they was talking about was pretty accurate, you know. Also, they was speaking on everything, you know, like it's like I was saying, even with the East Warren Crips, you know what I'm saying? Now the East Warren Crips 8-ball with us, you know what I'm saying? Like they represent the Six and they, you know, represent the C's, you know what I'm saying, for Crippin', you feel me? They wear they blue flags and everything, and they also rock with the GDs, you know what I'm saying? So they 8-ball with us, you know. But East Warren and West Warren don't click for some reason. They the same hood, the one just on the east, one on the west, but they don't click. But it's still a 8-ball. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy because East Warren niggas and West Warren niggas just don't click, but they all correlate. You know what I'm saying? Just be like that. So, with that being said, they was right on that. And they got to talking about the East Warren Crips and shit. Like, that video was accurate, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm basically piggybacking off of it, you know, because, like I said, what I said, that shit was already made, you know what I'm saying? And I just came across the shit, you know? And I was like, yeah, you know, so anybody that's watching it, you know, might think anything like, well, you know, I wasn't capping. You know what I'm saying? It's all on that video. You go watch that video. You know what I'm saying? That video will show you everything that I was talking about in my videos and my lives about it. It'll tell you, like, I wasn't capping. You know what I'm saying? Also, they spoke on, you know, southwest end of Detroit. I told y'all that's the most dangerous side of Detroit. You know what I'm saying? And when they went over there, they showed the Toledo Mafia accounts. You know what I'm saying? Off of Toledo, the TMCs. You know, they under the 5. They are accounts. You know what I'm saying? And then they showed McGraw Ave, the GDs. Just like what I was saying in my video on my lives. Hey, McGraw Ave is the GDs. Toledo is the counts. You know what I'm saying? You got the 5 and then you got the 6. And they always at war. You know what I'm saying? They broke all that shit down in that video, said the same shit I was saying, you know? So, you know, I ain't lying about nothing, you know? So, again, this video was just my confirmation of what I said, you know what I'm saying? What I said about the shit, even with my hood, you know what I'm saying? But they had the shit off, but, you know, they knew what they were speaking on. Like I said, as far as the ViceLord's and as far as the Crips of our hood, they spoke on that, and they was accurate about that. But they didn't speak on the GDs or the Bloods of my hood. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. Like, they was about 85% accurate. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, that's exactly how my hood was. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what it is. Like, real shit. And, you know, it's like every half mile or so, it's a new gang. It's a new set. You know what I'm saying? So it was just back to back. Like, Detroit was crazy like that back then. You know what I'm saying? But, again, you know, Like I said, check the video out. All Scoops Media. You know, Detroit's dangerous hoods. Detroit's most dangerous, most violent hoods. Whatever. It's in there. It's in that search. You know what I'm saying? So you want to look up the video, go ahead, look it up. You know. Matter of fact, hold up. Let me pull it up for you real quick. And again, this is my daughter phone, so don't get on me. You know what I'm saying? All right. So, Detroit's most dangerous gangs. Streets of, what did it say? Secrets of the streets revealed. Detroit's most dangerous gangs. Secrets of streets revealed. Check out that video. So if you think anything that I was saying was fake and you know that shit wasn't right, blah blah blah, go look up the video. All Schools Media. You know what I'm saying? Check it out. You know I ain't capping. It's been another episode of Roll Up a Power. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured.